What's worse, even this meager livelihood may not be available to Shah Alam for long. The municipality has divided the city into zones. Waste collection and transportation in these zones is being contracted out to private operators.
The shift is already in place, it's happening. 50% of the area has already been given to private operators for the garbage lifting and transportation. Another 50% the bids are out. The contract should be signed in the next 2 months. As far as the landfill sites are concerned, they are all being privately bid out now.
But is this good news for Shah Alam? The private company is responsible for collection and transportation of waste to the landfill. The company is paid on the basis of quantity of waste delivered. This creates a disincentive for the company to allow anyone else access to the waste. The contract with the company gives it ownership of the waste. This creates an opportunity for additional revenue for the company through the recyclables. Both aspects create competing interests between the informal sector and the contracted firms.
We should not view this as a conflict of interest between the community and the private operator, because the private operator really job begins only when the material has come to the community bin, while the community is actually doing it before it reaches the community bin.
When you bring in a private sector, a company, with a huge, infrastructure to take away the waste, you are literally sweeping this entire group, maybe into the garbage, putting them in a truck and, sort of transporting them to the landfill site and dumping them there.
Traditionally, these are the people who've been providing the service. You have your house-to-house waste collection mechanisms which have been put in place, and there's a whole community aspect, caste aspect related to it, typically in most places. And why that is important is when you begin to look at privatizing, you also need to be very conscious of those aspects if you need to make your contractual mechanisms work.
In this debate surrounding the management and control over waste between NGOs, communities and private operators, where is the place for Shah Alam?
It would be very exciting to work, to be able to work and design a set of arrangements where the current skills and capacity in the informal sector can be carried forward into the formal sector and can be built on, which also meets the requirements of modern MSW in India. But I am yet to come across a model that has managed to do that.
Every 100th person in Delhi earns a livelihood from recycling waste. They collectively save the city 600,000 rupees every day by their labor alone. Will these recyclers of our waste always remain invisible to policymakers?
I don't think that the informal sector will remain very much in municipal waste management. Since there is no policy and institutional framework for recycling, but on waste management in general, the role will have to be formalized, and different models will be found by different cities to formalize the role which is currently happening in the informal sector. There means a lot of education and change in practices will have to be simultaneously engineered with service providers.
Rag picker has been in the informal sector for a very long time. Suddenly, first and foremost, I'm not very sure that we should really go in for too much of formalization, because that also is self-defeating. Because if a rag picker is in fact an entrepreneur, why are we really stopping that and making it too formalized?
The private operators are looking to tying up with the informal sector. So, and I don't see how they would be able to do it otherwise. They would have to, as far as primary collection goes, they would have to bring in the existing systems which are, and the smarter they are, the more and more networks they would create.
Few early suggestions that I would think of would be that one needs to first work on awareness with the municipal as well as the community, Means if the community actually respects their role and understands their role, then the willingness to participate in a program that achieves these objectives is much higher, and then municipal support may come in.
Left to fend for themselves, some recyclers have found new ways of staying in the loop. For 14 years, like Shah Alam, Sant Raj sustained himself by sorting recyclables from other people's garbage.
मजबूरी थी इसलिए दिल्ली चला। दिल्ली में मैं सन 1993 में आया हूँ। दिल्ली आए तो मैं कोटला था, तो वहीं गांव के लोग रहते थे, उन्हीं के पास रहने लगा, फिर कबाड़ा का काम शुरू कर दिया।
But over the past 2 years, Sant Raj's life has changed.
पिछले मैं 12 साल से कूड़ा कबाड़ा चुनने का काम करता था। 2001 में मैं संस्था में आया, फिर 2004 में संस्था ने घर घर से कूड़ा उठाने का काम शुरू किया, तो फिर हम घर घर से कूड़ा उठाने का काम शुरू कर दिए। तो मैं थोड़ा बहुत पढ़ा लिखा भी हूँ, तो अपना भी और दूसरे का भी प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर लेता था। तो संस्था में मैं पिछले 1 साल से संस्था में आ गया मैं। तो 35,000 घर हैं हमारे साथ, 35,000 घर का देखता हूँ, और 65 लोग हमारे साथ काम करने वाले हैं, उनको मैं देखता हूँ उनको प्रॉब्लम क्या आता है। कई दिन तो कोई बीमार हो जाता है तो काम पे नहीं जाते हैं, तो वो देखता हूँ क्यों नहीं जा रहे हैं, क्या प्रॉब्लम है। लोग घर वाले कंप्लेन करते हैं तो मैं जाता हूँ। एनडीएमसी से कोई प्रॉब्लम हो जाता है, जैसे रिक्शा पकड़ लेते हैं, रोक लेते हैं, ये सब करता हूँ। तो इनके इतना मैं सुपरवाइजरिंग इनका करता हूँ। कबाड़ी मजदूर कबाड़ा बेच के खाते हैं, ना किसी के सामने वो हाथ फैलाते हैं, फिर भी जहाँ जाते वहाँ से पिट के आते हैं। कचरा रे तूने कर दिया मुश्किल जीना, कचरा रे तूने कर दिया मुश्किल जीना।
Abdul is 11 years old. He has worked as a waste picker for the past 4 years. Although he contributed significantly to help support his family, he was constantly harassed by the police.
फिर मेरे को उसने बोला कि क्यों आता है इधर, शाम हो गया। मैं अंकल जी मैं तो जा रहा था अभी घर, क्या पकड़ लिया। तो जब उसने वो मिट्टी का तेल छिड़क दिया, फिर उसके बाद वो आ गया, उसका बड़ा साहब आ गया, उसका आके मारा।
Then one day Sanskriti, one of Delhi's elite schools, decided to reorganize its waste disposal. The school appointed Abdul to pick up the recyclables. This meant he could pick up more waste in an hour than he did in an entire day.
So he has a captive area and he doesn't have to go rummaging on the roads. He has a place where he is treated with respect and affection by everyone here, whether it be the guards or the school children or the teachers.
With this change, how do Abdul's parents see his future?
अभी तो पढ़ाई करो, पढ़ाई करने के बाद वो जाने क्या करेगा।
पढ़ना चाहिए, पढ़ना चाहिए।
Interacting with the school has been good for Abdul. He now recognizes the worth of his own work and his aspirations have transformed. He goes to an afternoon school with other waste picker children. This class will prepare him to join a municipal school soon.
दिल देता है रो रो दुहाई, कबाड़ी वाला काम ना करे, घर में बैठी रोए सजनिया, मिल गई साजना को कबाड़ी वाली दुनिया। ताने में उनकी हुई खूब पिटाई, सरकार मेरा ध्यान ना करे, दिल देता है रो रो दुहाई, कबाड़ी वाला काम ना करे।
I would love to see a city which takes up the challenge of working with the informal sector to address the challenges they face and to dovetail that into whatever services they are providing currently and treat them as a workforce in the city which is which has a sincere contribution to make.
आगे तो ये काम छोड़ के अब पढ़ना चाहते हैं ज़्यादा।
क्या करना चाहते हैं?
पढ़ के और भी ये PLNG में छोड़ के जब पढ़ना आ जाएगा दूसरा स्कूल में दाखिला करके फिर दूसरे में पढ़ेंगे।
अब तो क्या सपना रहा, अब बच्चे अच्छे हो गए, अब क्या सपना, सारा सपना ख़त्म हो चुका है। बच्चों के लिए यही सोच रखा है कि बच्चे लोग पढ़े, अपने ज़िंदगी बनाए, ताकि आगे जाके कोई ठोकर ना मिले इन लोगों को, ना ठोकर खाना पड़े इन लोगों को। ये सोचता हूँ। ज़्यादा तो कुछ नहीं कह सकते, लेकिन हम ज़्यादा सपना भी नहीं देखते कि हमें ये चाहिए वो
ज़्यादा
चाहिए।
सपना देखूंगा तो सिर में टेंशन पागल हो जाऊंगा भाई।
सब नसीब का ऊपर छोड़ देते हैं कि नसीब में जो
हर
लिखा
बीमारी
होगा
का
बस।
दवाई मिलते हैं, लेकिन सोचने का दवाई नहीं मिलते।